Lights, camera, action for a total recall, and we're not talking about a movie.
Hey, Brent, pretty dramatic pictures behind you.
Pretty dramatic. Let's get right to it. Take a look at the black smoke behind me.
Good evening, I'm Kelly Dudzik.
And I'm Brent Solomon. Today I also found businesses. Yeah, we need a checklist. Okay, got that.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yeah, and extra cash to buy it all.
Yeah.
All right, thanks,
you got
Brent.
it, Pam. He ran this way. Right here, you still see the crime scene tape outside of his home where he later collapsed. We first showed you the pictures live at 5, now new at 6. All right, check this out. Right here, you've got police still posted on the scene. And right here behind me, a fire truck is still parked here. These days, you go to KFC and they ask you grilled or crispy, but at least 3 customers turned robbers didn't want either this morning. Hush, come on over here. Our photojournalist, Bell, is gonna run with me over here. Let's take a look at some of these monster trucks. You may have heard of some of these. You got Instigator over here. You got the El Toro Loco. You've got the Gravedigger right here behind me. Blue Thunder, we've all heard of that. And look at this, the Grinder. And just donate those jeans.
And showing the love, baby.
Spread some love. How do you do it, like this?
Yeah, they're good. They're good. All right, thanks, Brent. 6:38, 6:39 now the time.
And at this hour, still a very active scene. We're all over it. Right now, new at 6, more details from that disturbing phone call, a warning that preceded a tragedy.
And that she's been saying abuse, and she was threatened not to say anything.
That's the warning made to an abuse hotline after the Barahona's granddaughter reported what she saw happening to other children in the home.
Has she ever been abused by them? No, she has not. And how are the other children being abused? They are, when they're being punished, they're being taped up and with their arms and legs and put in a bathtub.
4 days later, 10-year-old Nubia found dead in the back of her adopted father's truck. Monday night, investigators recovered a bathtub from the Barahona home.
And she was scared and had said that being abused by who? Being abused by the grandparents.
Meanwhile, the Barahona's adult daughter is ordered away from her daughter, the little girl who sounded off to authorities.
It was very rare the times I would go into that house. And my daughter always came out so happy, talking about everybody. I never would imagine anything like this.
Taking you back live right now, Miami-Dade police not commenting this morning, only calling this one an ongoing investigation. At this hour, George Barahona sits behind bars without any bail. His wife Carmen not charged yet. Reporting live, Brent Solomon, NBC Miami. How's this for a piano lesson? Some teenagers creating a chorus of concerns. Crews at the storage yard right here hired to haul off the piano from the middle of the sea. And now the question is whether this whole song will end on key. It looks more like art whipped up from a professional's paintbrush. But this grand piano sitting on a sandbar, all too real.
There was a ton of pelicans on the piano at the time.
No one knew who put it there for weeks until this 16-year-old came forward.
My favorite part was when it was first coming out. It's like, oh, mysterious piano appears.
He says he and his friends did it to take creative photos to get into an arts college.
Still legal dumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a felony. It's littering. It's the same thing as littering.
It wasn't so artsy for wildlife officials who ordered the teens to get it out.
I'm thinking, who would throw such a beautiful and old antique piano away?
But this 10-year-old beat them to the punch. He had his eyes on the prize and asked his father to go get it.
I'm thinking, is someone going to pick it up, or are they going to just throw it in the water and just leave it there forever?
They hired this company to haul it away. So when this family showed up to reclaim their instrument, the song had already ended.
I feel really happy for him for doing that to me, because that's like a dream come true.
All right, so who has the rights to this infamous instrument? Well, crews right here saying it's very clear that whenever anything is tossed out into the sea, it then becomes abandoned property. This morning we're live. Brent Solomon, NBC Miami.
Right on key with that report. Thank you, Brent.
Yep.
All right. Hi, Brent.
Hi, Pam. Terrorists set off a powerful explosion at Domodedovo Airport in Moscow. State media reporting a suicide bomber blew himself up near the baggage claim area right at the international arrivals terminal. Take a look. You'll see the chaotic scene just moments after that explosion. Not only did 35 people die, more than 180 people were injured. No one claimed responsibility for the blast, although some Islamic militants have been blamed for previous attacks in the Russian capital. Russia's president now vowing to track down and punish those behind the deadly attack. Former White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel is vowing to get back on the ballot in Chicago. An Illinois appeals court ruled Emanuel does not meet the city's one-year residency requirement to run for mayor. Emanuel indicated he will take his fight to the Illinois Supreme Court, but guess what? Time is ticking. The Chicago mayoral election is less than a month away. All right, you'll want to get a look at this one. It will definitely make you appreciate South Florida's weather. You're looking at a car under a thick layer of ice. Check that out. This happened in New York City. It's what you get when you combine a water main break and freezing temperatures. The owner tried to chip the ice off the car and apparently just busted the back window in the process. Pam, I can't imagine being in that situation.
No, I don't think it was a good idea for him to try to get the ice off with a hammer or anything.
Yeah, maybe if you were there, Pam, you could have helped out.
Yeah, I would have helped out.
You know?
I would have said, dude, don't use the hammer. Let's just get some hot water.
Pam to the rescue, as always.
I know you would have helped out too, Brent.
Oh,
all right.
Of course.
Thanks so much. Coming up on 13 minutes past the hour,